The aspiration to achieve mood mastery, a state defined by zero. Anxiety and profound tranquilities, a compelling vision rooted in the ancient understanding that internal control dictates external experience. Before we dive into the secrets of semen retention power, make sure you subscribe now and join our Telegram family, the link's in the description. Don't miss the exclusive insights and daily motivation that will keep your energy, focus, and discipline unstoppable. Your success journey starts today. Modern psychology validates the core principle that deliberate. Sustained self-discipline is the most potent tool for regulating emotional life and building psychological resilience. Self-discipline isn't merely the suppression of desire. It is a higher-order, cognitive skill, or executive function, that allows an individual to prioritize long-term, abstract goals over immediate, concrete gratification. This capacity is central to achieving any significant life change, particularly one concerning deep-seated emotional patterns. Anxiety, at its root, is often a response to perceived internal or external chaos, a feeling of being subject to forces outside one's control. The successful execution of a demanding, self-imposed regimen directly challenges this narrative, instilling a profound and quiet confidence. This consistent adherence to a chosen path, even when uncomfortable, begins to sculpt the brain's architecture. Studies show that practices requiring sustained regulation increase activity and connectivity in the prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational thought and conscious control. The energy often cited in self-control practices can be interpreted as attentional resources. When an individual habitually expends mental energy wrestling with, succumbing to, or regretting impulses, those resources are depleted, leading to mental fatigue and reduced capacity for meaningful focus. By consciously choosing restraint, the individual conserves this vital mental resource, making it available for tasks that contribute to personal growth, creativity, or problem solving. This reallocation is a form of psychological asset management. This redirected energy often leads to a phenomenon known as sublimation, where powerful, instinctual urges are channeled into productive, socially or personally valuable endeavors, thereby transforming a potentially destructive force into a constructive one. The feeling of inner peace or zen is frequently associated with the psychological state of flow-complete absorption in a challenging, meaningful activity. This state requires high levels of focused attention, which is precisely what sustained self-discipline trains. Discipline acts as a gatekeeper against the mind's tendency toward rumination, dwelling on the past, and worry projecting into the future, both of which are central drivers of generalized anxiety. It anchors the mind to the deliberate action of the present moment. A fixed-period challenge, such as a 28-day commitment, provides a critical structure for habit formation, which typically requires a prolonged period of consistent effort to move a behavior from conscious struggle to automatic execution. Every successful day of adherence builds self-efficacy, the belief in one's own competence and ability to execute tasks necessary to achieve desired outcomes. High self-efficacy is one of the strongest buffers against psychological distress. The practice introduces a necessary friction, point a pause between an impulse stimulus and the subsequent response action. This moment of choice is where emotional freedom is won. In that pause, the individual can deploy cognitive regulation strategies, such as cognitive reappraisal, where the discomfort of the urge is reframed from a source of suffering to an indication of growing strength. This process essentially toughens the nervous system, making it less reactive to minor stressors. The body learns that an uncomfortable feeling is not an emergency, but merely a sensation that will pass. A core lesson in anxiety management. The constant need to choose the disciplined path forces an individual into a state of mindful awareness throughout the day, functioning as an applied, practical form of meditation. Chronic anxiety is heavily linked to experiential avoidance, the attempt to push away or suppress unwanted thoughts and feelings. Self-discipline, paradoxically, requires an intentional acceptance of the internal discomfort of the urge without acting on it. This acceptance is transformative. It dismantles the power of the urge, which thrives on the internal conflict and the attempt to escape it. By succeeding in a difficult personal challenge, the practitioner shifts their identity from being ruled by their biology to being the conscious architect of their behavior, fostering an internal locus of control. This internal stability is the true foundation of tranquility. When one trusts their own ability to stay the course, they are less exertly destabilized by external pressures or setbacks. It is important to understand that the goal is not zero anxiety. A completely emotionless state is both impossible and undesirable, as some anxiety is necessary for safety and motivation. The goal is optimal regulation. A healthy emotional life requires flexibility. True mastery involves not only strict adherence, but also the wisdom to recognize when self-compassion is needed. preventing the discipline from rigidifying into an anxious perfectionism. The dedicated practice leads to a greater sense of coherence and purpose in life, as formerly dispersed energies are now aligned toward a central, defining mission. This focused purpose is a known psychological shield against depression and distress. This profound change in internal governance often leads to clearer communication, greater patience, and enhanced empathy, as the individual is no longer consumed by their own internal struggles. The self-imposed nature of the challenge builds an unshakable core of confidence, a feeling of tested strength that cannot be provided by external validation or circumstance. This is the psychological return on investment. The consistent effort to regulate a powerful biological drive pays dividends in mental clarity, focused attention, and emotional stability, fundamentally improving the quality of consciousness. The sustained effort rewires neurological pathways, making the controlled, purposeful response the default setting over the reactive, impulsive one. This is the essence of habit-based transformation. Every single instance of saying no to an impulse reinforces the identity of the disciplined person, strengthening the internal sense of self-respect and reliability. This is a stark contrast to the low self-esteem that often results from a cycle of impulsive indulgence followed by regret and self-recrimination, a cycle that feeds anxiety. The quiet, grounded feeling that replaces this cycle is what is popularly called Zen. It is the silent triumph of the rational mind over the automatic urges. The psychological science supports the principle. Mastery over internal urges yields power over external reactions. This power translates directly into a more tranquil and productive existence. The disciplined practice is a continuous process of self-discovery, revealing the intricate patterns of thought and impulse that previously dictated mood and action without conscious consent. By bringing these patterns into the light of conscious awareness, the individual gains the ultimate freedom, the freedom to choose their response, regardless of the stimulus. This conscious choice breaks the circuit of conditioned anxiety, which often runs on autopilot, triggering fear even when no threat is present. The conserved sexual energy or life force often mentioned in these communities is, psychologically, the potential for creation, connection, and intense focus that is not dissipated through habitual distraction. Redirecting this powerful, fundamental energy into creative outlets, intellectual pursuits, or physical training leverages a deep biological drive for higher purposes, accelerating personal development. The 28-day period serves merely as the initial launch sequence, the necessary duration to build sufficient momentum for the new psychological state to become sustaining. It is a commitment not just to doing without, but to actively doing with purpose, channeling the resulting energy into the pursuit of a valuable life. Ultimately, the mastery of mood is the mastery of internal governance, a recognition that lasting peace comes not from external circumstances, but from the unwavering application of will to oneself. The shift is from a state of emotional reactivity to one of deliberate response, culminating in a robust and unshakable sense of inner tranquility. This inner strength, forged in the fires of self-control, is the real source of the advertised zero anxiety and all Zen, representing a profound psychological transformation. All right, you've got this incredible energy now. Don't let it dissipate. Before you click off, prove you were here. Smash that like button, and if you're serious about this journey, hit subscribe right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement. I want to know where the next wave of power is coming from, so drop your city or country in the comments below. For direct answers and our inner community's best secrets, the Telegram link is in the description. And please, share this fire with the one person who needs it most today. Go be a force. Have a truly powerful day.